got the juice, we get it poppin'. Tune in every week, you know we droppin'. City with the prettiest chicks, they jaw droppin'. Turn up your speakers right now and get locked in.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Janitra with 50 Deuce Radio, and I am here with Lady D. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here with us tonight. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
You're welcome. You're looking beautiful tonight.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you. How about you introduce yourself to everybody? Let us know what you got going on and how you're doing tonight.
Thank you. Hey, yes, I'm Lady D. I am a mother of 4, which I carry that title very proudly. I'm a sister. I am a person who loves people. I love to engage. According to Myers-Briggs, am an ENFJ for you guys out there who know personality types. And yeah, I like engaging in topics that are near and dear to my heart, and mental health is one of them.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that information. I heard you were having a talk show to discuss mental health and strategies. Now, listen, I know you're not trying to be like in Jan Van Zant or Dr. Phil. So just tell us a little more about your show.
You are correct about that. But I think what is consistent about all 3 of us is that I have a heart to let people know about the resources and the benefits of looking introspectively at themselves and how those things can benefit our lives moving forward. So, yes, I'm excited about it. I invite you guys to come and listen, and it won't be anything really heavy. Just, if you're going through something on that day, or we have some resources that are needed, some that we can provide something. That's what we're wanting to bring to the table. I know for myself as an African-American woman, therapy was not always something that I leaned toward or even invited in my own life. And so I'd love to change that perspective among my counterparts.
Okay. Now, the neighborhood I live in, there is a shelter not far from here. And sometimes I occasionally see just a random man or woman, out there talking to themselves. Mm-hmm. And when I see them, I think of, oh, they crazy. But I sometimes have to back up like, you know what, I can't say that they're crazy. I don't know what took them to that point. They could have been a millionaire for all I know, and then something happened in their life to change them. So what are your thoughts on mental health?
Thank you. That is a loaded question. I first like to kind of speak to that. One of the definitions of stress is anything that overwhelms our capacity to adjust to that and to keep going. And so if you think about it that way, there are many things like, I have a job, and the things that I'm been asked to do becomes a bit overwhelming, and then that becomes stressful. So I think if you think about it like in very practical terms and thinking about it like that, anybody can become overwhelmed. And I can't speak for that person. Everybody's different, and everyone's experiences are unique. But I would like to invite people to think about mental health really as they do their physical health. Once a year, hopefully, you go to the doctor, or really twice a year. Most insurance plans have that we can go to the doctor twice a year, just get a checkup. And I would love for particularly the Black community to think about it in that way as well. It's just really like a check-in, so that we don't get too far in the way that we find ourselves where, and I don't think anybody's beyond help, but it may take a lot more to get you the help that you need. So thank you for talking about the guy that you've seen. And while he may be a different case than most of us know about in our lives or will experience, the very definition of trauma is anything that overwhelms your capacity to cope. And I would dare say that most of us have found ourselves in a situation where we have not, it has overwhelmed our capacity to cope. And so I think a lot of people have experienced trauma and they've not even been aware of it. And so like we have physical checkups why not have mental health checkups? Once a year, twice a year, whatever that looks like for you. But I think it's much more of a benefit and a resource than we have been allowed to think. And I think that allows, just like with physical health, and you go to an MD that says, hey, maybe your cholesterol is a little bit high, your blood pressure is a little high, as it is with mental health. Like, hey, maybe, the way you are handling this, maybe we could handle it some different ways, or what are some self-care strategies, or meditation, or prayer, whatever that looks like for you. I think that I really would love for us to really dispel the stigma around mental health, particularly as African-American people.
Awesome. I had a doctor's appointment last week, and I told my peers at work, I said, I'm going to the doctor, and I'm going to tell the doctor that I'm stressed. I wake up in the middle of the night, stamping papers, signing my name, and typing all with just randomly. And they thought that was funny. And I was like, y'all, I really wouldn't tell the doctor that, because that's not true. Mm-hmm. But now that you said that, I think I would go to the doctor and be like, hey, I need a few mental days. Or not, I wouldn't even say mental days. I just need a few days off work. Or can you not give me medicine, but give me some advice or tell me something that could help me.
And psychologists and MDs, they work very closely together, I think, more than what people would think. And I really love that you said that, because it is just really that practical. It is just like, man, I can't, I'm having a hard time sleeping at night. That doesn't mean you're crazy, but that may mean you're like super stressed. And for us, particularly as people who have been through a lot, you may not see that as stress. You may see that as the norm, which it isn't the norm. And then that can cause other issues in your body, and emotionally and mentally, if we let it go too long. So yes, catching those things, being honest with your doctor, or even just turning your insurance card or whatever you have over and saying, hey, behavioral health is on the back of every insurance card. And it is, behavioral health is what you would go, the number you would call to see mental health or emotional health specialists, and saying, hey, I just like to see what's in my area. What do I have access to? And yeah, just knowing that what we think sometimes is normal, that we should deal with and continue to deal with, and I don't want to talk to nobody about it, I don't really want to tell anybody. No, that's how we keep ourselves in a box. But it's when you speak out, when you say, look, I don't want this to be my normal, then that's a catalyst to help, and I think change.
Great information. Thank you for elaborating on that. What has changed your thinking or perspective about mental health since you've been in the field?
I think one of the things that I tell people is, when mental health has allowed me, as a practitioner under supervision, and then even receiving mental health services, and I want to say that out loud, mental health services in the form of therapy, has allowed me to see that my normal wasn't always everybody else's normal. So what I thought was okay was not. And that's one of the biggest pros for me about that. But the other thing is that I'm a healthier person. I'm a better person for my children. I'm a better person as an employee. I'm a better person as an aunt. I'm a better person as a friend. I will be a better person as a wife, having had the time to work on myself mentally and emotionally. That's the pro.
I just want to know one thing.
Please.
Can I, as a Black person, and have faith in the Lord, can I go to therapy and have mental health problems? Because it's such a taboo in our community that people think that we shouldn't go, or I don't need that. Is it okay to do that?
Listen, I'm Black and I've been to therapy. I'm a Christian and I pray and I've been to therapy. Oftentimes, a lot of Black people, a lot of people of faith will just pray. And even I have had the opportunity, really the unique and wonderful opportunity to have counseling with, or to have counseled people of the Muslim faith. And in the persons that I provided services to, it was kind of taboo for them to do it as well. And so I think there may be a few faiths where no, you just don't, but coming back to me personally as a Christian, I've had this many people like, well, you just go pray. One of the things that I thought about is like sometimes when you are feeling so burdened, you can't even pray. And so one of the things mental health did for me, having services, was the ability to even be clear in my time with the Lord. And so, yes, you can be Black and have therapy. You can be a Christian and have a faith and have therapy, and they can work in tandem. It is okay.
Lady D, it has been awesome speaking to you. I thank you so much for having the time to take out and speak with us today with Beat the Deuce Radio. So listen, is there anybody that you would like to shout out? Is there anything that you have going on that you want us to know about?
Listen, I don't like that question because inevitably I will forget somebody. So I'm going to play it safe. And well, listen, one person I will shout out is my father-in-law, who I affectionately call Dad. Today is his birthday. He's 81. So woo-hoo, Dad. But I love my children deeply and dearly. So I have 4 of them, and I will shout them out. And I want to shout out, hopefully people will listen to our podcast on 50 Deuce, talking about mental health awareness and resources and things that we can do, hopefully dispelling the stigma around it. So thank you.
You're welcome. And once again, I do want to thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. And thank you all. And thank you especially, Lady D, for tuning in to 50 Deuce Radio.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
50 Deuce, we got the juice, we get it poppin'. Tune in every week, we droppin'. City with the prettiest chicks, they jaw droppin'. Turn up your speakers right now and get locked.